Hello to our TPSMEA VPs. I want to give you a little guided tour. Joel T. Rutherford here. I want to give you a bit of a guided tour of Opus Event and show you how you can use it to gather the data you need from the kids that are auditioning, and then use that data, put it in spreadsheets, manipulate it, and create your judging spreadsheets. So here, this is the Opus Event website. Yeah, as a manager, you'll be able to get into some of this stuff that the other folks will not be able to. What I want to show you right now, though, is just how to get all the data off, okay? So under the Manager tab, click on Data Report, and you get this big screen with all this stuff in it. There's way more stuff than we need, so I'm going to show you exactly what we need to get the data we need. So the first thing you need is the application data, the application ID, and then I also grab the upload status. So we can see sometimes there's a name in here, but someone hasn't uploaded their file. And so you want to be able to see that. Even though the teacher entered a kid, you can see, well, they actually didn't audition. So you can just kind of know that. Okay, we want the student last name, student first name. We want the teacher name and email. So teacher name, and where's the teacher email? There it is. So you have to scroll down here and try and find all this stuff. Instrument description. Actually, you know what? We want the school name too. So we want that school name. Instrument description is right here. So that, for me, that's soprano, alto, tenor, bass. For you guys, it'll obviously be viola or oboe or tuba or whatever it is. And then for me, the last thing, and you probably won't use this, but for me, as a choir guy, the voice priority is whether they want soprano 1 or soprano 2, because I need to ultimately assign that as part of the process. Okay, so those are the things I've checked off that I want, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and I don't know that you'll have this, but I want my region 1 data. That's all I want to work with right now, and I'm going to click refresh right here. It's going to wait, it's always going to take a second, so don't be freaked out, and I'll throw you back up to the top, but scroll down. And here's all my data. Okay, that's what I just asked for a minute ago. Application ID is the number that Opus Event will assign to it. Okay, and it's just a 5-digit number. You have no control over it. It's totally based on the order in which the kids come in. Okay, upload status. You can see a few kids here are missing theirs. Avery Garcia, one of mine. Oh, 2 of mine. Tanner Sheaf and Avery Garcia. Look at that. And everybody else is complete. Oh no, there's one down there. Anyways, so this is student last name, student first name, teacher name, and this is helpful for when you're trying to figure out what's happening with a particular kid, and then their email address. It's all right here. School name, instrument description, and voice part, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all this from right here, and I'm going to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and I'm actually going to be careful just to stop immediately to the right of that digit right there. If I go much further, it kind of gets bunged up. So I'm going to Command C for me is copy, and I'm going to go over here to Excel, and there's one of my blank judging sheets, which I don't have anything to put in yet. Okay, but here's a blank workbook I'm going to be working on, and I shouldn't have had any of this here. I'm going to delete that. Okay, and I'm going to insert this stuff. Command V. Right there, okay? So here's all the junk that I just grabbed off of Opus, okay? Here it is on Opus. I just copied it and I pasted it over here, okay? So I'm working on a Mac and I know how to do a bunch of different things on here. So I double click all those so I can see everything that's in each column. You can see the schools. You can see different voice parts. You can see the kids' names, teacher names, all this stuff, right? So I just want to work right now with the sopranos, okay? Just like you would probably just want to work with the trumpets or whatever, okay? So I'm going to filter all this stuff. If you highlight this and data filter, okay, I just want my sopranos. So I'm going to choose the instrument. I'm going to sort by instruments. I'm going to get rid of everything that's not sopranos, just like you would get rid of everything that's not a trumpet or violin or whatever, okay? I'm going to go down here. I think that's right. Yep. I'm going to get rid of all those guys for now. Actually, scratch all that. I'm going to use this as my main sheet, my main data sheet. Okay. Now, what I want to do, disregard the last like 30 seconds. I'm going to copy this onto another spreadsheet. Okay, this will be my soprano sheet. So I'm going to use this sheet here as my full data sheet. So everything will be there for me whenever I want to grab it. And then this now, R1 SOP for me is Region 1 Sopranos. So now, I'm going to go back over here, double click those so I can see what's going on. And I'm going to get rid of everything that's not a soprano now. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry to confuse you on that. Okay, I'm keeping the sopranos. I'm going to delete those guys. Okay, so there's my sopranos, and I think I've got some tenors at the bottom. Yes, I do. So I'm going to get rid of those tenors. Okay, edit, delete. So now I've just got sopranos, and again, just like you would just have your trumpets or whatever. Okay, so what I want to have here I want to have 4 different columns here, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Okay, so the Opus ID is really the application ID. Okay, so maybe we'll just call it application ID because that's what Opus calls it. But I'm going to call this our TPSMEA ID, and I'm not sure why that's green. We're just going to make that black so everything's easy. Okay, and let's just put everything in Calibra here just so it looks right. Okay. So what I want to do now is go grab some data. No mistake. I don't want to save it right now. I'll just keep working on it. What I want to do now is go back to Opus ID. Okay, that's in Google Chrome for me. And I need to grab some data relevant to how we're going to screen stuff. Okay, so let's go back home and let's go to screening. And again, you'll see the screening, but everybody else will not. Okay, just the teachers that are uploading files and adding kids and stuff. So I'm going to go to Region 1 Sopranos, and that's what I have right here, Region 1 Sopranos, and there's me. Just so you can see what we're looking at here under the screening tab, you can see I have set up different people to screen different things. So Region 1 Sopranos, I've set up Ron Matthews and Sandra Clark to screen that in addition to me. Okay, let's look down here a little bit. All-State Sopranos, I've set up myself and Norma to screen those. Region 3 Altos, I've got Ron Matthews and myself, okay? And then down here, point is, depending on what's being screened, you can set up different people to view it. Not everybody can get into it. So like I said, I'm doing Region 1 Sopranos right now, so I'm going to screen Region 1 Sopranos. Okay, now, here's my Region 1 Soprano page. Now you'll notice all I see on this page is these numbers over here. Number. Well, who the heck are those people? I don't know. Let's look over here for a second. Looks like this person right here has got cut 1 uploaded, but cut 2 is not. All these guys are good. Here's someone that's got missing both of these cuts. Okay, so this is what's going on over here for you to see. You can see who's got stuff missing and who doesn't. I want to show you one thing though. Under the Manager tab, go to Event Settings, and look at this button right here. It says Screen Blind. Okay. If I take that off and click Save, let's go back to screening, and I'm going to screen my Region 1 Sopranos just like I did before. And now I'm going to see everybody's name and their school. And we don't want to do that. We want to screen blind, okay? When you're doing your judging event, you'll have one person running a laptop or an iPad, and then 3 or 4 or 5 people just listening. But even just for the sake of keeping everything as anonymous as possible. Just like when we had our CDs, all you had was just a number on that CD. I screen blind. So let's go Event Settings and Screen Blind. Save. And then I'm going to go back to the screening page, which is under the Home menu. Okay, I'm going to screen my Region 1 Sopranos. Okay, so now here are the Region 1 Sopranos just with the numbers. Okay, so we're screening blind. The notes, you don't necessarily need to use those. And you'll notice if you look at these numbers, they're all in order. 6659, then 41459, 41463. These are in order right now. Okay, you scroll all the way down. But we don't want them in order. We want to screen them randomly. So sort by random. Click that button and it'll do it. Okay, you just need to wait a second. It's going to reload the page. And now you'll see if you look closely that these are no longer in order. 44954, 44959, those happen to be in order, but here's one, 45105, 457, 454, 455, 43. Okay, so these are now randomized. And one of the features of opusevent.com is that it'll randomize it the exact same way each time. Okay, it'll randomize it the same way. So you can count on every time you hit that sort by random button, doink, you'll get the same order. Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm going to grab these numbers and I need to take them over to my spreadsheet. So I'm going to grab it right to there. Okay, Command C, back to Excel. Now, here's my Region 1 soprano list. I'm going to push these numbers over here just because I got more data than I want. Okay, I'm going to paste them right there. Okay, now I just grab these guys. Okay, Command C to copy, and I'm going to put them in here in the application ID. Okay, now the difference here is this. Let me switch them over to Calibri so everything looks the same. And what do we go, 14? Okay, so these numbers look the same as the other ones. You will notice these guys are randomized, these guys are not. Okay, so the point is I need to get this column the same as this column, and we'll get there in a second. So let's just be sure. 36659. Interesting that that's the same, but these are not. These are not. These are not. Do you trust me yet? I hope you do. So for me, for sopranos, it's the 1000 series. Okay, and if you click on this guy, hold your Command key down, and then do this, you'll fill down. But if you hold the Alt or the Option key down, you see there's a little plus right there, and now I'm filling this number, this column up with sequential numbers. Okay, so let's stop right there. Now I have just assigned the TPSMEA IDs to all of these applications. Okay, but we still have the problem that these numbers are not lined up. So what I'm going to do is, and I encourage you to be saving along the way so you don't lose anything. Okay, I'm not saving just because I don't care about this. I'm just doing this for you. I am going to take these two columns, and now I'm going to sort them by the application ID. Okay, and that will line these two columns up together. Okay, so data, sort, application ID. Okay, so now these are the same, these are the same, these are the same, but you'll notice that my TPSMEA numbers are all bunged up. They're all randomized, and this is exactly the randomization that we got off the Opus site. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this whole page, everything on this page, okay, and I'm going to sort by this very first column, data sort, TPSMEA ID. And so now what I have is my TPSMEA numbers are in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these guys are randomized and matched up. 44878, 45511, right, all the way to the bottom. I always go to the bottom just because I'm a nervous kind of guy. 45335, right? So everything is lined up. So now I'm going to put this number in here too. And I usually color code it just because I like things to look pretty. Now what I can do is I'll take this data and I'm going to put it in this judging spreadsheet. Okay, so I've got the audition number in there already. You can see I've got the audition number in there already. I need to grab everything from the Opus ID over to the voice priority. So from the Opus ID all the way over to, oh boy, do I have too much stuff in here? I do. Okay, so check this out. I don't want to copy the teacher email. Let's delete that. I don't want to copy the teacher name either, but I do want to keep the school. Edit, delete. So let's see, we have, I'm just comparing this to this. Okay, so we have the Opus ID, which is that, upload status, student last name, student first name, school name, voice part or instrument description, and voice. Okay, so let me grab this from here, application ID or Opus ID, all the way down to here. Command C, Command V. Now, that's a little too big. I'm going to make all that smaller. What, maybe 11? I don't know. Something like that, okay? And everything looks good, right? So now, those are all the steps. Now I'm going to go through here and kind of fill in some of these borders, you know, all the borders and stuff, okay, so that it looks pretty. And I'm going to save this guy, Okay, notice I've got down here, I've got 4 tabs, I got my alto. I'm gonna have to do the same thing for each thing that I'm judging, but I got the sopranos here, as I've just done the sopranos. They are randomized, so the audition number here is lined up, and so let's just do a quick check just for fun. Number 2 is 44954. 44954. The last person is 45335. 45335. So I have just replicated in spreadsheet format exactly what came off the Opus site. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I know it's a lot of steps, but that's how we need to build these spreadsheets at this point. Okay, you'll have to let me know if you have any questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed. I'll make another video for you. But basically, you have to go through each. And you band guys have more stuff to do than I do, but I've got 3 regions, so it probably all evens out. You have to just go through, right, and grab your data, which is what I did here. Now what I could do is go ahead and grab this stuff again, take it over and do an auto spreadsheet, right? Grab all this stuff, copy it over here, delete everything except the altos, and then I have to create all these columns again, okay? And do the whole sort mechanism. But that's the story. So you might need to watch that video once or twice, but that's how I ended up getting our TPSMEA IDs, which is what we use for our judging purposes, to coincide with these application IDs and keep everything in the same order. And again, what makes it possible is that when we sort by random, it sorts the exact same way every time. It's a random sort, but it's the same random sort each time. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks. Bye.